Phil Foden's performance?
Do you know what? Again, I understand why, because we're goal scorers. He gets a hat-trick. But for me, Rodri just looked a level above. I said it on CoCom yesterday. He looked... You know when you watch a game of football and you go, he's the best player?
Yeah.
He just stands out. Everything he does is clean. No loose passes. It was just always in the right place. But he dictated, with and without the ball, how City played.
Yeah.
And he was so good. And obviously Foden was a disgrace, the way he put it in the top corner, his reaction, the way after losing the ball. He was fantastic. But Rodri was just that level above, closely by Foden.
Do you know, I'm going to be asking that question because we will talk about that. And 03717 22 33 44. You can get involved. How do you get that performance? And I'll quickly ask you this, Troy. Mm-hmm. How do you get that performance that you saw for Phil Foden for England? Because a lot of the question marks when people talk about it's always Saka versus Foden, and the argument is Saka does it more for England than Foden does. But when you look at Foden for Manchester City, it's special.
Would you say that he's had more opportunity though, Saka, from the start than Foden, to be in his favoured position and us trusting him a little bit, giving him the ball a lot more?
Yeah, potentially, I'd say so.
Yeah, and then I think what we have to stop doing is we have to stop comparing the England team to the Man City team, first and foremost. Two completely different styles. Yes,
same level coach though.
In what regard?
Pep and Gareth, no, look.
Bentley, it's too early. We're 7 minutes in. Don't get me into trouble early doors. No, I think Gareth looks at it from a defensive point of view first, trying to be solid and give our attacking players the best opportunity to go and win us the game, but with a clean sheet behind them. I think when you look at Pep, and obviously got to watch it last night, it's so ball orientated, kill you with possession. Yeah. And obviously we've both played against that Pep team as well, mate. It's a long day, isn't it, when you're on the opposition team. So I think Foden comes into the game better in the second half once they've killed you. So yesterday, for example, they specifically put Jack high left, Doku high right. First 10 minutes they were playing the ball out wide, which forced their back four to spread. Yeah. And then Foden was just getting in those little gaps in between the fullback and the centre half and just making those sexy runs that he does, mate. It was good to watch, mate. Honestly, I was sitting there buzzing, going, how lucky am I to be watching this? Do you get what I mean? Yeah, you feel like a fan again.
Well, when you're in the stadium and you can watch him like there live and you can see the positions that he takes up, because you don't really see that for a TV screen.
No, because the TV's watching the ball, isn't it?
Exactly.
And you're going, I really want to watch what he's doing. Oh, wow, look how he's always on the move. He's always he's always available. And I just thought, mate, he's unreal. Honestly, to watch was unreal.
Obviously. Well, Manchester City eased past Aston Villa last night, 4-1, and Phil Foden scored a hat-trick in his man of the match performance. Is he England's best player right now?
Kushman gone for a hat-trick! Oh! That's how you get a hat-trick! Phil Foden, absolutely brilliant!
He's a really top-class player, we know it. He has a natural talent, a gift.
The ball is for him. I mean, whatever he wants to do, he can do it.
And Phil Foden, the hat-trick hero, what a roar to accompany his exit stage left.
Well, as I said, I think just after 4:15, we want your calls 03717 223344 in terms of how do you get that Phil Foden we saw last night into the England squad. I know there's a lot of players that maybe play centrally, like the Bellingham, who's he's doing what he's doing for Real Madrid. But it's a case, can you get both of them in the same team at the same time as effective? Do you think there's a way you can do it?
Yeah, of course there's a way you can do it. It's about being effective in all the games. I think when we play the so-called lesser teams, we can leave Declan in there just as the one sitter.
Own, yeah,
I think we do. We go too often. We go too safe, and then I think we've got to pick who is our man. I think you was around this time more than me, but the Beckham, Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes. We got into this place where we ended up just trying to make it fit, and it never really it never really felt like it was there's any synergy there, really. So I think we need to get to a point now. Who is our main man for the next 10 years? Is it Jude or is it Phil? Yeah. Or is it both? And if it is both, then we need to make everyone around fit to that mould, and these two are going to take us to the promised land.
Who do you think's the main man? I have to ask that question. Who do you
I'm biased though, aren't I? Because Jude's my guy. So I'm a little bit biased. Yeah. But I would, as it stands, I think when you look at all of the intangibles, when I talk about intangibles like desire to win, leader, hard work, I think Jude ticks more boxes. Who's going to go and win you a game is Phil. Do you get what I mean? It's that really weird mix between what you want to do. If you want to have a team that's going to go and slug it out and grind it out, Jude ticks the box. If you're going to have more ball and go and get the intricate passes, then you need Phil in there. But they're both exceptional young players as well, so we have to get that.
Do you ever speak to Jude?
Sometimes.
It's nice. No, do you know
I was waiting for a line.
He told me to ask it. Let me give a few stats, because if you look at the Premier League this season, Phil Foden, 30 games played, 14 goals, 7 assists. In the Champions League, he's got six appearances, 4 goals. If you look at Jude Bellingham, La Liga, 23 appearances, 16 goals, 4 assists. I mean, that is special. Champions League, 6 appearances, 4 goals, 4 assists. So the numbers are almost similar. I know Jude's played a lot less games, but I mean, if you're a manager and you've got those two, you've got Saka, you've got Harry Kane, obviously who smashed it in the Bundesliga, you've got Declan Rice, who's been outstanding. Surely
the one area that I would probably argue, sorry to interrupt you, would be the high left. So would you not put Phil there? I know everyone's clamouring for him to be the 10,
That's
and I get that.
I'd play him left.
Yeah, and then let him come in, because these players are smart enough and intelligent enough that if Phil comes inside, Jude will run on.
Yeah.
And you can get those kind of link-ups anyway. I think the biggest problem for England moving forward is making sure that left-back situation is sorted. Obviously, with everyone fit, Luke Shaw adds a wonderful dynamic, because you can allow Phil to come inside then, essentially play with 2 10s, and allow Luke Shaw to have that whole left-hand side to himself. I just think we got to get everybody fit. It's a tough one, because no matter what he does, unless he wins every game 3-0, Gareth, we're going to have phone-ins and people are going to go, why didn't he do this and why didn't he do that?
But do you think he should, with this squad, win something? I mean,
yes.
It's the most talented.
Do you know what? He should do, Benny, but we've had a really talented squad and we haven't. So what we should be doing is looking back at the history and go, why didn't that work? And we would all probably say we would try to get all our best players in one team. Yeah. Let's try and get the best team out now, and then have our better players coming off the bench and interacting with that. Because if you let's say you started with Jude and then you bought Phil Foden on, that's ridiculous.
talkSPORT Drive, super opinionated sporting debate, Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.